Hey everyone, this is about beating West Nile virus. I mean, can you be told, hey, you're just never going to get better, you got to deal with it? This is how your life is from now on. So Will ran into West Nile virus, just depleted him, took him out of his game, his function, running a business and being a father, and how we put him back together. And he went from Texas to our little town in Idaho, and we beat West Nile virus. You can beat it. And after you see Will's story, I'll share with you the treatments that help Will get his life back. Here's Will in the office. Hey everyone, it's Dr. West and my friend Will. He started off as a patient. We've been able to visit a little bit over the last little bit of time that he's been at the office. It's just kind of fun to see someone that's dialed into their health and is like, hey, I just want to be better. And to the extent that he's comfortable talking about his condition or if anybody else's condition, it was just fun to say, hey, let me just interview you and talk about it. And so, Will, you come from a galaxy far, far away, also known as?
Texas.
All right, so Texas represent, I guess they do things, big there. But you decided to come to Pocatello, Idaho. And Will, why did you decide to come?
For you. That's why. We actually... I first learned about you because I saw a video of you putting a balloon down one of my friends, in my friend's nose and fixing his deviated septum. And so I've had 3 surgeries on trying to fix my deviated septums, and you were able to fix it for my buddy really quick. So that got my attention. And then my other buddy had Lyme disease, and you fixed him up.
Okay.
And so his energy's back online. Like he was looking great. And so my wife and I were just needing a little boost, and we actually got West Nile like several months before.
That's right. I totally forgot about that.
And it was causing brain fatigue and just different stuff like that. And so we were just like, look, we have 7 kids, got multiple businesses. We've got to have mental clarity and energy. And so we just made the decision. It's fun.
Okay, so Will's come out here from Texas, and everybody, as a reminder, remember that chronic viral infections cause neurobehavior, neurodegenerative, psychiatric, autoimmune, and fatiguing illness. And I didn't make up that. I actually am quoting off from a study in the British Journal of Medical Practitioners. But when you have a chronic infection, basically it's kind of like this little bubbling thing where it just steals energy out of your body. And so when I did the workup with Will and Jessica, one of the things they're saying is like, look, we want to get energy back. We got to turn on the brain fog. We want to balance out energies. And one of the things that I'm excited to have people hear from Will's story is it's not your disease. Like I don't like it when people come in and they say, I have a diagnosis of this, and then how are you going to fix it? And the answer is, well, we're trying to fix people. We're trying to treat people, and we're trying to balance some things out. So Will, to your extent of what you feel comfortable with, how did you feel when you first came in?
So my thing is this, what you asked me, you said, hey, if we, at the end of this 2 weeks, because I committed for 2 weeks, you said at the end of it, what would be a home run, grand slam? And I said, to get my A game completely back. Like I need the brain back online. Right. And this is actually the end of 2 weeks. And what you said is, when I go home for the weekend and Monday rolls around, I'm going to be really feeling it. So this is, I'm right now, as of today, which I'm still going through all the detox stuff. Right. I feel like my brain is completely back online, which is a huge thing for me. And I feel like my energy is dialed in where I'm not in the constant fight or flight, where I'm not running on my adrenals constantly. I feel like those are recharged and I'm balanced again. And so I'm just kind of, anchored down and present. And so it's good. I mean, for me, it's everything.
And then we also did a little work on your nose, on breathing, on congestion. Mm-hmm. We wanted to reboot the nerve, try and get your energy levels. And so our main treatments was, vitamin infusion therapy, neural therapy, and then we did a lot of the energy meds. And it was just fun to kind of see you go from, and you're a lot healthier than most people we started with. Like, you weren't coming in saying, hey, I need a cancer recovery, or I've got Lyme disease. It was like, look, I just want to be sharper. I just want to live my life up here, and kind of not in here. But we also had a really good experience with someone important to you, also known as your wife. So I don't want to like.
Okay, now that's the biggest change.
All right.
Well, because she's been home. She's been home now, and so it's probably been 3 weeks since she has been left your clinic. Probably more than 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think it's a month.
Okay, it's probably been a month. Yeah, I would say it's a month. And she is like, this is the biggest thing for me. This is where I get really excited. Like, I care about myself, but I really care about Jess, who's taking care of the 7 kids and the home. Like, you get to a point when you have all these kids where you think maybe this is just how life is going to be. This is the new normal. The house is crazy. We're tired all the time. You know, you lay down to put the kids to bed and you fall asleep first. Just things where of your projects done at the house you want to get done. Oh, she is literally amazing. She's busting out projects left and right. She's like, she calls me after putting the kids to bed. She's like, I can't sleep. I just have so much energy. And she doesn't, drink caffeine even. I mean, this is literally just pure energy coming from her, and it's like,
yeah, but when we
insane.
Started, like, she wasn't like, she was like, man, she's
tired.
Responsibilities. I don't feel my best.
Yeah.
And I think the first time, because you were here for like a day or two, and that was like in August or something, and then you went home, got organized, and then she came up for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then literally about 2 weeks later, you came up.
Yeah.
So how did she feel before we started?
Well, she was just she says that she felt like she was sluggish in the sense of she's fighting through a big thing of mud, and her body felt slow, and and you saw that in her blood. Like, I've never seen anyone do that. Prick your finger, put it on a TV screen right in front of you. So, I mean, I saw that, and her blood looked sick.
Yeah.
Like, it looked sick.
And it's frustrating because I wish more doctors would do that. Like, it's so easy.
Nobody does that.
Just do the workup, put the blood up there, see if it's healthy. But we could see that it wasn't healthy, and then kind of what happened after that?
Well, she was just tired. So our thing was this. Jessica is like critical for our family. Like, it's so important. She's so important. So we were like, you got to go first. It's not like, you got to get in this clinic. And so she got an Airbnb that was pretty cool here in Pocatello, and she brought the kids. I took 2 of the kids, and she just came, and and every day she was at the clinic for 2 weeks, and within like a couple days, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling so good. You know, it's like, wow, she's responding like super quick. At the end of the first week, she felt like a totally new human. And literally at the end of 2 weeks, she goes, in the last 10 years, I haven't felt this good.
And so everybody, what he's talking about, what we did for her. So she came in with, trying to recover from a viral infection. Will's saying, I just want to be sharp. And then what we could have made a mistake in saying, all right, well, we're going to give you a viral protocol. And this is where really makes us different from other places, because I'm like, look, let's just treat her. Let's find out the vitamin deficiency that she needs. Let's find out the energy deficiency needs. Let's reboot the system. Let's dump in a bunch of electrons. Let's reboot how her nerves are going. And that's the kind of that's what we expect and we foresee happening, because when you turn people's power back on, then everything starts to power up.
Yeah, she's getting better. Like, as time goes on, she is feeling healthier.
Yes.
So I don't know what that's about, but it's amazing, because a lot of times you can do some cleanse or something and then it feel good right afterwards, but then, a month later you don't feel it. She's literally feeling better every week.
And we expect that to continue, and the reason why is because she's outside the treatment system, but we put together some building blocks and stuff. Hey, this is what you need to maintain it, because the goal in the office is you get people better, and then make it so you're on the least amount of prescriptions, the least amount of supplements, so that you don't need us.
Yeah.
And so, all right, and then coming back for you, we wanted to turn on the brain, get you at a really high level. You got a lot of stuff going on. You got 7 kids. You got multiple businesses. And now it's kind of like, all right, we're kind of winding down. We're getting ready. We have a good plan for you to go home. And so for anybody watching and thinking about it or anticipating, hey, oh my gosh, I have to go from Texas to Idaho or from Alaska to Idaho, what would you say?
No, it's fun. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I've spent a lot of money on personal development, self-help, all of this stuff. You go to these conferences and you get pumped up, and at the end of the day, you get home and you get right back into life, and it's tough to maintain. this, from what I can see, is if you talk about the financial investment, I mean, there's nothing out there that you're going to be able to invest in yourself. I own my own company, but we're in sales. So I can use this energy and get a crazy return because I'm dialed in. Like, I have zero brain fog. I'm super in my head.
So you guys, what we did for Jess and Will is the electron therapy, which is vitamin C infusions. We did some energy work. We rewired the nervous system. If you've seen any testimonials or podcasts, it's all about getting the nervous system to reset, because the nerves, a lot of times, they stay here, and what we want them to do is we want them to function here. And so we do the neural therapy. So we did crown of thorns, we did adrenals, which we got to talk a little bit about the adrenal treatment, because it was really fun for you to be like, hey, what'd you do? So tell everybody, what is neural therapy, and how did you experience that as a patient inside the office?
Okay, so, well, the neurotherapy is different than the IV drip, right? So
Sure.
The neurotherapy is pretty fascinating, because my thing was this: dial me in mentally, and then let's get this energy back online. And so the adrenals, I felt like, well, I didn't feel like, all the testing showed that I had adrenal burnout.
Right.
Like I live in the fight or flight kind of world just with everything. So, you know, getting the injections, the key to that is just relaxing, and, you know, that was, I mean, it's great. You feel reset. The crown of thorns. I don't know if you can see, my face is still a little swollen, but you did all my sinuses today. You did my throat today, which was my thyroid.
Right.
You did, I mean, every single day I had injections, literally every single day.
And you guys, the purpose of her doing that is because in neural therapy, we're just trying to reboot all of his systems. We're trying to reboot his brain. We're working on his immune system, the adrenals, the thyroid, the stomach. We're taking the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system and putting them together. And Will, it's just been a delight. It's a real honor to take care of you. It's been really fun. I'm sad to see you go. Like, I'm happy you're going home. I'm sad to see you go. And obviously we're going to have a relationship as things move forward. But one of the reasons I ask people to do this is I want to give people a sense of vitamin H. And what that means is that stands for vitamin hope. It's not a real vitamin, but just want people, like, when you tell the story, like when I'm saying, oh yeah, we're helping and get better, and you've seen it with your wife improving, it's awesome.
Well, I'll tell you this, so my neighbor, so it is, you do get a little bit hopeless. I mean, you get to where you go, I think my wife's about to be 40, and you just think, she said to herself, I guess this is just, everyone's telling me this is what life's like. I just need to be prepared that I'm going to be tired all the time. And our neighbor, who is a single mom of 4 kids, literally, when Jessica was telling her story, was bawling, was crying, because she feels there is no hope. She took 2 naps yesterday. She has to work full time, take care of 4 kids. She has zero energy. And I mean, she's just devastated. She's like, I don't know how to sustain this. And she's like, if you can last a month, 2 months, I'm going to the clinic. So she's coming. So, you know, Jessica at the end of the month's feeling better than ever. And she's literally crying because she's getting an ounce of hope that she can get her.
Well, and one of the frustrating things that I see is the medical, like, recommendations for someone that's tired is, okay, here's a happy pill. It must be because you're depressed.
Yeah.
Or here, we'll give you something that'll rev up your system. Maybe we give you some Adderall, or we get some Ritalin or something like that. Or, well, you just sleep more.
Yeah.
And what's happening is you got to get the immune system to dial in. When you get it to respond, what Jessica is feeling right now is like normalcy. Like, it's not normal for you guys to be tired. It's not normal to hurt. It's not normal to have headaches. It's not normal to have a chronic, feeling of dragging, or chronic diarrhea, or chronic constipation. And when you start giving the people what they need, which is, it could be vitamin C, it could be the IVs, it could be the, neural therapy. When you do that, all of a sudden the systems start to come back on. And now Jess is feeling like, okay, this is what it's like to live normally. And normal for her is so much different for anybody else. And your family's awesome. It's just fun to take care of you guys.
Well, I would just, for anyone that's thinking about it, I would say just come get your blood looked at. That's a really cool experience to see, what the potential of your blood is, and then see what reality is. And within 2 weeks for me, my blood literally looks like what you first showed us, which was the ideal situation for your blood.
Yeah, it looked great today. I mean, and so Brandon, or excuse me, Will had a little bit of, it wasn't looking good before. We started getting the blood to separate, reprogramming the nerves, helping it. Anyway, it's been neat. Will, is it okay to share the story with other people?
Please.
So we're going to put this up on our channel and on YouTube. And so Dr. West and Will, and kind of Will speaking for his wife, Jess. Hey, everybody in Texas, I want to say hi to that. And we'll see you guys on the next video. We're signing out. Thanks for watching Will's segment. It's really fun to have patient success stories like that, where you literally start putting people back together again. And we treat people all the time across the street and across the country that have been to other clinics or other facilities or tried to figure this out on the internet or on YouTube and just haven't found the right solution to get their health back. And the way to get your health back with a chronic disease condition is a multi-step approach. And here's what the steps are. Number one, you got to get the body back in order to put structure inside the system, get your body on a schedule, go to bed at the same time, get up at the same time, eat healthy and alive foods as best you can, and have some type of stress channeling or stress outlet. For some people, that's reading or prayer or meditation or journaling or going on a drive or exercise or study or memorization or something that helps your body to reconnect with your mind. The mind's here, the body's here, they come together. So that's an important part of the process, but it's not the only part. Having a positive mental attitude in sick conditions is part of the process. It's not the total process. The other thing is to make sure that we're treating micronutrient problems, which means if you find stuff on the blood tests, one example, we see low deficiency calcium tests all the time. You never want to get your calcium levels below 9. Not enough people are using magnesium. And probably the most important part is not enough people, not enough treatment providers are using vitamin C as an electron donor for the body. What vitamin C does is it literally puts energy into the system. If your energy levels are healthy, then you are healthy. So in Will's case, we wanted to get hundreds of thousands of milligrams to Will as quick as possible. We also wanted to use oxidative medicine so that we can get oxygen to be the final electron acceptor in the electron transport chain, which is the fancy way of saying if you have oxygen that helps at the bottom of the breakdown of fuel, the byproducts are carbon dioxide and energy. If you don't have enough oxygen, the byproducts are acid and pyruvate, and that's why so many people get sick. And this is why I love using high doses of vitamin C to help people, because it really helps to get the pathways to work. It helps oxygen to recycle. It helps vitamin B6 to work as a natural anti-inflammatory. And then the last thing we want to do is we want to reset the nerves by using a treatment called neural therapy. Neural therapy is literally like circuit breakers on your body. You turn them off, you turn them back on, you can reset, you can flush literally the memory of the system so your body's nervous system doesn't think that it's normal to be sick. So as we're putting these programs together, we come out with a patient success story every single week. We have another program at drjasonwest.live where we talk about how to take people that are out of hope and out of time and out of options and get them their health and restoration back. You can join that every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock on Facebook and on YouTube and our blog. I'm Dr. Jason West, and I'll see you on the next patient success story.